Hi, in this video we will look on levy of tax as per the GST Act. Article 246A of Indian Constitution empowers the central government as well as state governments to levy goods and services tax on supply of goods and services. The taxable event under GST is supply. When a taxable person is supplying goods or services, he is liable to pay GST. In the case of intrastate supply, that is, the supply is within the state, SGST as well as CGST, that is state goods and services tax, and central goods and services tax is levied. And in the case of interstate supply, that is from one state to another state, we levy integrated goods and services tax, that is IGST. There are other situations where GST is charged, like in reverse charge mechanism. For example, if there is an import, whether it is for a business purpose or personal purpose, the importer has to pay GST. And like that, TDS and TCS is also applicable to certain persons. For example, in the case of government or government undertakings or such notified entities, tax should be deducted at source. And in the case of TCS, tax should be collected at source by the e-commerce operators. Any payment to the suppliers by the e-commerce operator should be made only after deducting the TCS. So these are the various situations on which GST should be levied. In the case of goods and services, certain transactions are coming as taxable supply and some other transactions are come under non-taxable supply. This decision is made by central government or state governments as per the recommendation of the GST Council. That is, as per the recommendation of the governments and recommendation of the GST Council, any supply, any transaction can be made taxable as per the GST Act. And of course, certain transactions can be exempted as per the recommendation of government and GST Council. Let us look into the purchase from unregistered dealers under the model GST law. In a situation where a person is buying from unregistered dealer, the person cannot claim input tax credit on the goods or services purchased from an unregistered dealer. And if a person buys goods from the unregistered dealer and when he is registered as per the model GST law under composition scheme, then he has to pay GST as per the reverse charge mechanism. That is, if a person is already registered under the GST law under composition scheme, and if he buys goods or services from an unregistered dealer, then the buyer has to pay GST, that is goods and services tax, under reverse charge mechanism. There can be a certain supply that is made without a consideration. That is, no consideration was paid to the supplier. In certain situations, even without consideration, the supply will be deemed as taxable supply as per the GST Act. Those transactions are listed as per Schedule 1 of the model GST law. There can be a doubt. Suppose I went to a hotel, I had food from there, then unlikely I didn't have any cash or cards with me for payment of the bill. Then what I did? I gave my watch to the hotel person. So will it be regarded as two supplies or one supply? That is, I had food from the hotel, that is, they provided me a supply of goods and services also. Then I gave them my watch. Watch is also a good as per the GST Act. So will it be deemed as two supplies or one supply? The answer is As I had food from the person, I had food from the hotel, it will be deemed as a supply as per the GST Act. And I gave them watch, that will be deemed as a consideration, not a supply, because especially it was not done in the course or furtherance of business. I am not a person who is doing business, and I had food from the hotel not for doing any business. So I gave watch, and that transaction will be considered as a consideration for the food only. So there is only one supply, that is supply of goods from the hotel, that is food. Hope you understood the example. Suppose certain goods were exempted from the purview of GST. Then can a supplier can collect tax on supply of such goods? That is, whether he can collect tax from the consumers or customers? No. He cannot collect any tax for the goods or services supplied to a customer if such goods or services are exempted as per GST law. So, in this video, we understood how to levy GST on transactions. That is, how certain supply of goods and services are taxable and other supplies will be non-taxable. And that is depend upon the recommendation of the government or GST Council. We also looked upon the transactions which we buy from an unregistered dealer and its effect, and some examples with consideration or without consideration. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you.